In this week's spooky nail tutorial, I'll be showing you how to do these beginner-friendly cat eye spiderweb Halloween nails, so please keep watching to see how I did this step by step. So let's keep things simple for today's video. We're gonna do a beginner-friendly Halloween nail design on these press-on nails. These are the Welquin XXL stiletto nails that I reshaped the bottom of very slightly. I'll link some videos in the description that I've done in the past that show some more detail on prep and shaping and all of that. So I wanted to use a black base before we go in with our cat eye gel. Black is a really great base to use for any cat eye gel, really. It's really gonna help your color pop even more and get more of that cat eye effect. So this is technically a black gel liner, so you can use it for like line work and fine details, but you can use it as a base color. You just wanna make sure you're putting down a thin layer and curing it all the way. You can see how pigmented this is and just how perfect this is as far as like having like a black base goes. So I really love Ball Pit's products. They're super high quality, super great. So I'm basically just taking a gel brush and laying down a layer on each nail and then fully curing that. So here's the gel liner again, and I'm just using a gel brush to put on a thin layer. This is actually a brush that I had designed for my brand when I was first designing my products. I ended up going with a different brush that kind of transformed into the polygel brush that I came out with, but this is like an earlier version of just like some general brushes that I was kind of conceptualizing, and so I may release this in the future just because I really like how it works for like gel polish, especially like putting it on a press-on nail and all of that. So we'll see, stay tuned, that may come out in the future. And we're just gonna take a lint-free wipe and just wipe underneath the sides just to remove any excess gel polish and make sure we keep our shape as crisp as possible. Also, if you're new here, I am a nail artist that posts weekly nail art tutorials or polygel tutorials. I kind of range between those two. So I post weekly in-depth tutorials. So if you're interested in seeing like different types of tutorials on polygel or nail art, definitely subscribe so you can keep up with the weekly videos that I put out. Here's how the base is looking. I actually really loved how it looked just like that. And this is the kind of whitish silver cat eye that we're gonna use today. This is also like an unreleased color that may come out for my brand eventually. It's a color that I've just kind of been sampling, and I really like how it looks over the black base. So who knows, again, may come out in a future collection. So if you have any sort of whitish silver or anything like that, some sort of cat eye, that'll go perfect with this. So we're just gonna go ahead and put on a layer of that and make sure we're kind of getting as even of a coverage as we can before we go in with our magnet. You can always go in with the second layer if you feel like you want it to be a little bit more pigmented, but I kind of like how the black peeks through. So we're gonna take our magnet, this is while the gel is uncured, and we're just gonna start running it along the side. So I'm basically gonna hit the nail from the entire perimeter, so basically around every corner. I'm kind of going for like the velvety kind of glass cat eye look. So for that, you basically just want to move the glitter like inwards. So you basically just take the magnet and go around the perimeter. If it's to your liking, you'll go ahead and cure it. And the reason we're doing kind of a whitish silver gel, cat eye gel, is because we're gonna put a red jelly over it. So layering like a gel polish, something that's a little bit more transparent over like a silver or kind of neutral cat eye gives you like such a great effect, especially when it comes for like Halloween or the holidays. So those are just some fun ways that you can kind of play around with cat eye and get like different looks and effects. Depending on what kind of base you use, what kind of cat eye you use, and what kind of color you put on top. So we'll keep going through this step by step so you can see how it all comes together. So we're just gonna go through each of the 5 nails, and I'm just using my magnet again and again, going slowly along the sides and just trying to shift that kind of glitter towards the center. And I feel like with cat eyes, the magnet you use definitely matters a lot. I have so many different magnets. This particular one is from South Texas Nail Supply, from her, I believe it was her Miami themed collection. There were a bunch of really great cat eyes in there as well. So I really like the size of this. I feel like it's very handy to use. So this is kind of usually my go-to, and I have another kind of a few simple ones that I like to use, but you definitely wanna make sure your magnet is strong enough. So just keep trying if you feel like it's not very strong. I feel like it's kind of hit and miss on Amazon. So I definitely keep a variety of magnets on hand, depending on, you know, what cat eye I'm using and what strength magnet I'm using and just kind of what design I'm going for. And I know I've been kind of sneak peeking this and mentioning it in every video, but we are getting very close to our nail products releasing here in November. We're just ramping up, you know, kind of our website and getting everything ready. I'm not using any of the products in this particular video, but I've been using them in a lot of my videos, and my next nail tutorial is going to be an in-depth polygel tutorial showcasing all of the polygels and some of the gels, and then I'll be filming some more in-depth videos and looks and tutorials with the actual products on hand, so stay tuned for that. That'll be releasing on my website in November. We have 4 polygel colors that are releasing, polygel / hybrid gels, 4 neutral colors, a polygel brush, and an 8-piece gel polish winter collection. So I'm really excited to kind of reveal the theme and design and everything now that we have like you know, the final box and everything. So super excited to share that. I'm actually really excited for winter and Christmas sets. Usually I'm more of a Halloween person, and don't get me wrong, I definitely love the spooky stuff, but for some reason this year I'm very excited for Halloween and Christmas nail looks. I feel like I don't tend to do a ton of them, but definitely this year we're going to be doing a lot, so that will be a lot of fun. And here's how that cat eye is looking once we've cured everything. It looks absolutely stunning. I actually really like how this looks by itself. You could even leave it like this, but you can kind of see that glass velvety kind of effect in the middle that happens when you kind of hit the magnet all around the nail. You know, with cat eye nails, it's always fun to just kind of move them around like this and kind of see the glitter shifting. So let's move on to our final step as far as the color goes. So I'm going to be mixing a top coat with a red gel polish. If you have a jelly red gel polish with kind of like pinkish berry undertones, that'll emulate this effect too, and that'll actually work better. I just don't have a ton of jelly gel polish colors, so I'm just using the hack of mixing it with top coat. So I started off with mixing in more top coat versus the red and just kind of building it up from there. This is how it looked after 2 layers, which I feel like was the perfect mixture. And the reason we're using a jelly color is because we still want that cat eye effect to peek through. We still want to be able to see the glitter and see the effect. So we don't want to use a completely pigmented color, so that's why you want to use something that's more transparent. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're going to be making the mixture yourself or as you're picking a color to put on top. And this is something you can do with any type of jelly color. So like I said, this is a fun way to play around with cat eye effects and just kind of layering different colors. So the next step is pretty simple. I'm just going to go through and polish all 5 nails, make sure we get an even layer on there, and of course just being mindful, like I said, of making sure it's not too opaque, it's not too pigmented, it's just the right level of transparency, and then we're gonna finish up with the nail art. So once we finish that and cured all 5 nails, we're gonna go in with a chrome gel paint. This is a silver chrome gel paint from Madam Glam. I'm just mixing it up. You definitely wanna make sure you're mixing up any gel paints that you're using for nail art. And we're gonna start doing a spiderweb design. So I'm using a longer liner brush and I'm just drawing a point at the center, and then we're gonna start drawing these kind of radiating longer lines that kind of have staggering lengths and are more tapered and thinner at the top. And then you're just gonna start drawing these U's in between. Super simple. I switched to a 9mm brush for this, and we're just gonna go ahead and make sure they're all lined up, make sure they're curved, fill them in on the edges as well. And that is a super simple, easy spiderweb design that you can do that looks great with almond nails. So we're gonna go ahead and top coat that, and then we're gonna go ahead and complete that on the rest of the nails. And the reason we're using a gel paint as well is because it's a lot thicker than gel polish, so it's gonna be easier for you to make a kind of more pigmented design, and just easier for you to do your line work and have more control over the product and kind of do you know, fine details and stuff. So we're gonna continue with the line work on each nail and lifting our brush up at the end just so that we get that kind of tapered line that's kind of thins out a little bit at the top. And then of course for the connecting lines, you just want to make sure they're as curved as possible. Really trying to make sure they have that curve and U shape is going to give it that spiderweb look. If you draw the line too straight, it won't look like a spiderweb. So you just want to make sure that you do that. So I'm using the 15mm beginner baddie brush from Ball Pit for the lines. Super easy to use when it comes to like line work. This is like the perfect 15mm brush, and it's dual-ended. And then the 9mm for the U shapes in between. And yeah, this is like a really beginner-friendly, easy design that you can incorporate in a lot of different ways. So I wanted to keep it simple for today's video because I know I've been doing a lot more advanced nail art, which I have a lot of fun with too, but I love doing like all kinds of nail art, all different levels, all types of different designs, and I've kind of been enjoying doing more simple designs lately, so let me know what you think of kind of the variety, or if you prefer one over the other. And we're just gonna go ahead and finish up our last few nails here. This design was actually really quick to do, and I found that it didn't take a lot of time at all, so I feel like this is a really fun set of press-ons that you could make for yourself for Halloween if you're kind of short on time. And you could do it with like different colors too, like you could do the spiderwebs a different color. There's like so many different variations and different ways that you could do that. And once everything is to your liking, you just want to go ahead and cure, and then top coat and cure once again. I went with the glossy top coat, of course, so we can get that cat eye effect, and just wait till you see the end reveal. So here's how they look on the press-on stand. They're already looking super glittery, super velvety in the center. The combo of the colors just looked really great, and here's how it looked once I applied the press-ons. I love how this look came out. This is like the perfect simple yet detailed look with the cat eye and the spider webs, and I love the combination of the colors, and you can just see how the effect really shines through in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next week.